And we are back with the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's best real estate planner. Been doing this for 30 years in Central Florida. My family for 30 years, about 20 years before me. So over 50 years of experience helping Central Florida homeowners buy, sell, or manage their investment properties. And I've got Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger, alongside.
We are right here, and we are counting down for the election. What's going to happen here? What's going to happen with the next Fed meeting? So Cleve and I had a little bit of a wager that I said they would not drop rates in September. Now, this was before July meeting, okay? So I said it's not going to happen. Now I think it is going to happen, so I am going to owe him probably a steak dinner.
Oh, I'll get the
Salisbury steak.
I'm going to get.
Remember those? This TV dinner, Salisbury steak.
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah,
I remember when I was a kid, my mom and dad would go out on a
limited budget,
we'd be eating TV dinners on a TV table.
Yeah, when I had a $500 mortgage and a $150 car payment, the good old days.
Yep.
All right, couple listings real quick, Bruce. I want to talk about these because these are great buys. We're talking about don't wait till the rates come way down. Buy now because the prices. We're going to talk about inflation. Appreciation, which is going up faster than rates are coming down. I've got one here, a townhome in Lake Nona, $360,000 for this 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,400 square footer with a 1-car garage. This neighborhood's what makes this home. The home's perfect, Bruce. It's tile, nice floor plan, great colors.
I don't know. I didn't know you could get something at that price in Lake Nona.
Oh yeah, this is the best thing about this townhome. Most of the other ones don't have garages at all. This one's got a nice garage, but this is a gated community with a great. You got single family homes around you in the community, which helps bring your values up. And this one here, great community, fitness center, basketball courts, pickleball. They've got a boat ramp onto Lake Nona. Just a great location right off of Narcoossee. And you're not deep into Lake Nona where there's a little bit of traffic sometimes now because they built so many homes and apartments. So that one's at $360,000. I've got the best price home in Dr. Phillips right now for $650,000. 2,700 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 3 baths with a pool. Now, the nice thing about this, it needs a little bit of updating. It's in good shape. You could move right in. But it hasn't been totally renovated inside, but it does have a master bedroom addition, Bruce. So if you've got mom living with you, a couple noisy teenagers, you got 2 master bedrooms, and the new master bedroom is enormous, plus enormous, glamorous master bath, and a half-acre lot in Dr. Phillips for $650,000. And then I've got one more. This is a gorgeous home here, totally renovated, $430,000 for 1,600 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. Now this is a listing. It'll be gone, but if this interests you, it's in Oviedo, right off of Alfea, great little neighborhood, gorgeous landscaping out front, award-winning landscaping, and the inside's been all done, fresh flooring, fresh kitchen, fresh light fixtures, all the new stuff's been done. This was a listing I talked about. The comp was not, the other agent was not being proactive about the comp. When I listed this listing, we basically did not change the price. I changed the comp, but I had realtors calling me saying, hey, I've been trying to get a hold of that old agent. My buyer wants to see this. Literally, they were not
trying to get a hold of the old agent. Good. You don't need to anymore. Yeah, they don't return calls.
And literally, I had offers coming in. Now that buyer had a home to sell. Now, another thing, when you're working on your real estate plan, I will go over this with you. You can make an offer contingent on when your home sells. But if you don't have a contract, you don't really have a leg to stand on and negotiate.
Not generally.
If somebody accepts your offer that way, congratulations, but probably means their house is overpriced if they're not willing to wait for a regular seller.
Absolutely.
So if you got any questions on these listings, call me. That house is at $430,000 in Oviedo, 1,600 square feet. No work, just move right in. It's a little show place, 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com.
Yeah, so I want to talk a little bit about a specialty type program that people might need, and that's called an FHA 203K rehab loan. So think about this. You're out there looking at property. You just can't find the one you want because they either are overpriced or for whatever reason. Maybe you find one that needs some tender loving care. It needs some work. Maybe the seller or the listing agent has posted it that cash or conventional offer only. That tells you that the house needs work, right?
Sometimes,
that it would not meet FHA or VA guidelines, correct? So we have rehab loans. So you go in there, let's just say the house is, you can pick it up for $300,000 and it needs $30,000 worth of work
for
to
flooring and paint,
cosmetic work for primarily, maybe
repairs,
some wood rot and doors and things like that. Redo the kitchen if you can do that for $30,000. But we will add the cost of that into it. So if you find a home in the neighborhood you like, that's got the footprint that you like, but the house needs work, but you don't have the money to fix it up, I can get you into an FHA loan for 3.5% down. We'll negotiate the seller picking up some closing costs, but I'll add the construction work into the deal. If that's something that interests you, give the loan arranger a call right now at 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com.
Bruce, in the thousands of homes I've done over 30 years, I've never done a 203K. So can you close that loan in 45 days?
I can. If the buyer can, because the delays on that are that I can't order the appraisal until the bids for the work are in.
But if I'm proactive and my buyer likes that house, I just got to get my flooring guy in there. I got to get my kitchen guy in there, and I got to get my handyman in there.
And if you have multiple trade people, then we really want one contractor overseeing the job. If you have a floor guy and somebody maybe doing some drywall, I'm okay. But if you got a plumber, electrician, a floor guy, you've got cabinets going in, you've got appliances you're purchasing, then you need a GC of some sort in order to facilitate the work.
Yep. Okay. So that's good. But you've got regular renovation loans too. If I'm putting down 10,
that is an FHA renovation loan. I have conventional renovation loans. So when you ask me a question, can I close it? If the buyer came to me and said, I found a house, I can get 3 bids for you by the end of the day tomorrow, then yes, I'll close that.
Do you need 3?
You most cases you're going to need 3 bids.
Oh, wow. Okay. On FHA or on conventional?
Generally on any rehab.
Okay. And then
we want to make sure that you are absolutely getting the right price, and more than not that you're overpaying, that you're underpaying, because we don't want to fund a transaction to have work completed and then you run out of money.
One of my landlords getting ready to cash out, got about 8 properties. And their maintenance schedule was duct tape and bubble gum. Yeah. So I might buy one of their homes. It needs $40,000. On investment property, we can do that too.
You can do some rehab. We have loans available for rehabs on investment property. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. We do. I've got construction loans for investors. Most lenders won't touch anything but a primary residence for a construction loan. I will do rehab. I will do construction on investors all day long.
All right. And then what about on the DSCRs? Any kind of renovation available on that?
No, the DSCRs
just total payment. That's it.
Loan. Yeah. But I can do a bank statement loan. I can do alternative document loans on construction loans. We do it all the time for investors. All the time.
So the investors, let's say this guy bought some. I just had somebody come to me with this. Bought a house on hard money at like 11. I think it was 11%. And he spent about $40,000. Some of it's in own sweat equity. And so but basically with the way, what he renovated, I think the DSCR, his $2,000, $2,300 payment's going to cover, like he could refi with you on a DSCR and drop his rate from 11% down to 7 something probably.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
No question.
So you hear that?
DSCR, debt service coverage ratio loan, meaning that the income that I'm using for the loan is the income from the rent that you're receiving on that property. That's the only income that's needed. I don't need your job. I don't need your tax returns. I don't need any of that. Speaking of that, you know that people that are paid by 1099 are treated the same as self-employed. You got to have a 2-year history.
Yep.
You got to average that off of your net income from your tax return.
Yep.
We came up with a program. Listen to this. You give me your 1099s. You have to have been in business for at least 2 years. Your credit score has got to be decent. Doesn't have to be unbelievable, but it's got to be good, not bad. And I will give you 90% of your 1099 income as income to qualify you. Now, listen, you and I both know nobody on a 1099 is claiming 90% of their income. Nobody. They're claiming maybe 9% of their income.
Yep.
Right. So truck drivers, things like that. Now, you do have to put a little more money down, but that program does exist.
I get called in with a lot of financial planners because they're doing the financial plan for somebody, and then they have me consult with the sellers at the same time, the owners of the homes on their real estate. They might have one property, their primary, it's time to downsize, or they have some rental properties. We'll talk about that. But on the interest rates coming down,
yes,
this is something where I just think, at what point do you think somebody needs to refinance right now?
Well, I'm looking, quite frankly, at FHA and VA clients that got their mortgage sometime within the last 2 years, 3 years that are paying north of 6.5%. It's a good idea to call me. Now, listen, some of you, I may tell you to wait a little longer. Others, I think you need to call now. But here's the problem that I'm seeing in the industry right now. And I'm getting these calls daily, Cleve. I got into trouble. I overspent on my credit cards. My car loans are killing me. I bought a recreational vehicle. I own a side-by-side. I know, I got a boat and a Harley, and I got in over my head.
Yep.
And now I can't make my payments. Listen, if you make one late payment on any of those items, including a credit card, you could totally screw yourself out for 2 years. So don't do that. Call me before you're late on anything, because if you've got equity in a property, it's time to consolidate everything together, one payment, and let's get this under control. But do not wait till I can't fix it. Once you're starting to make late payments, you're toast. Nobody's going to talk to you anymore. So call me before that happens. 407-250-9144. I'm going to say that again so you can write it down. 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. I will save your butt, but you have to get to me quickly. If you know somebody that's getting themselves into that hot water, do it, and do it now before it gets too late.
I want to talk about appreciation real quick. Our
Let's talk about
median price, $380,000 last year. Right now, $390,000, up 2.6%.
Okay,
that's inflation. I mean, it's appreciation on the house. Yep. So that's why you don't wait. That's 10 grand. You might pay $5 or $6 grand a year in extra interest if you had a 7% rate right now. So buy something now if you're thinking about it. Average price up 5% from 444 to 469. Okay. And I think what'll happen here is this median price will climb when the rates come down and when they settle, and say we're in the mid fives, hopefully a good election, stock market's doing well. I think the median price will climb. The average will probably settle a little bit. More of those first-time buyers will be able to get in there, and they're not buying the $500,000 homes. They're buying the $250,000 to $450,000. What's amazing right now, Bruce, I remember when we were in the crazy COVID market with 3% rates, I rarely saw anything below $300,000. Everything was gone.
Sure,
I can find you something below $300,000 now. I can. House,
especially
townhouse.
Get out to DeLand or Deltona.
Condos. The hard thing on condos is I think there's going to be a bigger price adjustment in condos just because the insurance rackets hit them and their dues went to $500, $600, $700 bucks a month.
None of them have the reserves.
And
now.
So, but I just, it's even harder than, even if you bought one cash for $200,000, the dues are $600 a month. You pay taxes and insurance, you're making $5 grand a year. Yeah. That's not a good return.
No.
So
I'm not a condo buyer. That is for sure.
But questions on your investment portfolio or anything you have going on, call me 407-352-8118. I really think this is going to be the start of a good year next year. 2025 should be a great year in real estate.
Yep. If you want to invest in real estate, if you want to get into the market, you want to know how to accumulate wealth in real estate, Cleve and I are going to show you the good, the bad, the ugly. We're going to walk you through the process. We're going to tell you how we did it and what mistakes we made so that you don't make the mistakes that we did and you experience the success that we have had over the years. So if you would like to learn that, this is not a sales pitch seminar. You're not going to have to buy Cleve's 8-track takes or CDs or anything like that. I need you to register at webringyouhome.com. It's going to be on September the 18th from 6:30 to 8. I think our location may be Sam Sneed's in Maitland. We're going to confirm that
next week.
But all you have to do is call or text 407-250-9144. And we will
professional instruction on how to invest in real estate.
Well,
what works, what doesn't.
$25 to get in.
Okay, we can pay for the appetizers. Yeah,
we're going to pay for the appetizers.
But well worth it. We're not trying to sell you coaching or get you into an Amway scam.
Nope, we're not going to try to sell you anything. We're going to give you all
multi-level marketing,
everything you need to know about how to invest in real estate. So go to webringyouhome.com and register right away. I told you earlier, Hometown Heroes ran out of money this week. So if you were trying to get Hometown Heroes, sorry, you're out of luck. It's not going to happen, but you could get some of the fallout money. That means people whose home inspections may have fallen apart and they now have backed out of a deal. and there's a little bit of money left, but you have to be ready and already under contract. Cleve can be reached at 407-352-8118. That's 407-352-8118, or the Loan Arranger at 407-250-9144, or WeBringYouHome.com. Don't go anywhere, Cleve and I'll be back in 5.